Good morning from Climbing Innovations. I'm up here in Forreston, Georgia, doing some climbing with friends. Joseph Hawkins is doing a little filming for me. I appreciate that. And we're introducing a new product. We're calling it the, this is it, by the way. You can see the zoom in. And I will do a close-up.
It stopped working. Okay, cool.
And I'll do a close-up photograph and put it in here, and then I'm going to get Joseph to kind of show a little bit how it works. But we're calling it the Wrist Rocket Ascender, and I think that all of a sudden became obvious to everybody. But this is the Wrist Rocket Ascender. I know working arborists, you're always using chainsaws, blowers, you got vibration, you're dealing with white finger disease. You're dealing with carpal tunnel, tendonitis, and you're trying to grip half-inch rope that has been studied to be not very good for your arms and everything else. So that's why you guys develop all of these problems. There's some other devices out there to help with that, but I think you'll really like this because, in fact, the other day I was horsing around in the house, and I'll make this a short story. I ended up going down hard in the hardwood floors and mashed up my fingers. So that kind of makes gripping a rope a little more difficult. So with this, I can ascend the rope and it takes all of the strength. I don't have to have finger strength anymore. It all basically goes onto my wrist. Now, and I can still assist with my other hand, and my other hand goes around my wrist, and it's a big grip, so it makes it very comfortable and easy to deal with. You can also put this on either hand if you want to do it with left. If you're left-handed, it doesn't make any difference, and then grip this way if you want to just use it one-handed. But it is easy on and easy off the rope. Every time I say easy, I'll struggle with something too. So that's it. Now what we've also put, this is not life support, I'll stress that, but we've put a Dyneema Loop on here because it became evident to me that this is also a great 3-to-1 device. Whether you're using a yo-yo or you're coming back from a steep limb walk using SRT, you can put a revolver. So you can put a revolver in that loop, and now you've got yourself a nice 3-to-1 configuration. Of course, if I was going to use this for a limb walk, I would take it off, and now I've got this set on my rope. I go out and I do my 3-to-1 and come back. If I wanted to use this for a yo-yo, that works for a yo-yo too. Another great feature about this is if you're using it, you don't have to take it off your wrist. If you're in between parts of an ascent, it's okay. You can just leave it on your wrist. In fact, sometimes I'll just turn it around and put it on the back of my hand, and I'll do whatever I want to do. It's like it's not even there. And then when I'm ready to go back up the rope again, I just turn it around, open up the cam, and I am ready to go up the rope. So we're going to have Joseph climb on this. He's never seen this before. He's never climbed on it before. So I'll give him a little bit of an explanation. There's really not much. You just put it on the rope and go on up. I mean, with a foot ascender, it makes it really, really nice. Now, I will mention this since I'm explaining to Joseph how you can do it. You can use a single ascent and then a hand over hand type of deal. Or what a lot of guys will do, even with a rope walker, as you're taking steps and walking up the rope, you can, let me put some tension on the rope. So
it's super stretchy.
It's almost like a double hand ascender. Mm-hmm. So as you're doing your rope walking, you can move up the rope this way. So some great configurations. This strap on the Wrist Rocket Ascender, it's a Velcro strap. So put it on there. It also still has, it's become a popular ascender because I'll show you the cams here in a minute too. But it has this, you can always put it on your saddle, on your harness. This may be difficult to see, but one of the special things about my Ascender is that the points are very perpendicular to the cam, and so they're non-aggressive at the point of the cam that takes the most contact. Initially, you can see here, the points are a lot more aggressive, and that's to get it started. When we built this, we played around with different configurations and found that if they were all fairly non-aggressive, it would slip on a lot of Kernmasters and things like that. So it's more aggressive to start with and much less aggressive at the end. So we're gonna get Joseph going up the rope on this.
If you have to descend rapidly and you're stuck.
Well, you can pull that Velcro off pretty fast. Right here?
Uh-huh. Oh yeah.
You're down. Right? So, but yeah, that's a valid discussion and point. But the Velcro really is easy to just, if in an emergency.
You could probably just do it loose too.
Yeah.
A little loose.
Well, you want to be able to have it holding your wrist.
Yeah, because you're using your whole...
So you should be able to take your hand off of that Ascender completely.
Rely on the Ascender.
Anyway, so yeah, try going up, and so now you kind of got to go hand to hand that way. All right, and then come on back down, and we'll do one with both hands together. And that's the problem, and you do that all day long, and pretty soon you have wrist problems.
You definitely get, especially running a dull saw, or you hit something, or you're cutting into binding wood. You definitely feel it at the end of the day.
And then if you do that day in and day out, pretty soon
you have nerve damage.
You have
like
nerve damage and long-term issues.
Like Robbie and Bobby, those guys, Robbie from Rope Tech and Bobby from Hawaii, they bought those electric massage things. Because like even myself, getting a little older, I'm only 31, I'm still young, but it's like I fall asleep, everything goes numb so much faster than I've ever anticipated.
Play with the adjustment, but the idea is to get it where it's tight enough around your wrist that it takes away from the grip. How does that feel?
Oh, it's awesome.
He says that because he's on video right now. Gate.
Yeah. So that was my major qualm with the revolver.
Yep.
Was most hand ascenders like this, if you wanted to do the RADS, you're on a limb lock, you're using this guy.
The loop that we put on this is large enough that it will accept the gate on the Petzl.
The roll clip.
The roll clip.
Yeah,
the roll and lock, all of those things. So what Joseph has set up now is limb walk, and I'm just going to point out a couple things for others. But when you do a limb walk, you put it at the beginning, and then notice down here he's put the tail on his harness. If you go out on your limb walk and you didn't bring the tail, then you defeated the whole purpose.
A lot of fun.
Yeah, you got to walk back and get the tail. So he's doing a simulated limb walk with that. The wrist rocket Ascender is up on the rope. Joseph is managing his tail as he would in a tree, and putting it out in front of him. And if he was in the tree, that would have just fallen right out perfectly. And anybody that does a steep limb walk coming back SRT realizes that one of the difficulties is tending that rope and walking it back. So if you're in a position where you can always pull on the rope, then it just makes the limb walk a lot easier. So that's awesome, man. That's a good limb walk. Now notice when he comes back, it's all just pull. There's pull with both hands, hand over hand, and he would just be coming back. It really helps on the balance. And do a little short section of RADS there. Awesome. So you can do a RADS if you are so inclined to want to hump trees. And that, I think, is a pretty good introduction to the Climbing Innovations Wrist Rocket Ascender. Thank you very much, Joseph. I appreciate you doing that. You know, it's kind of fun to be the cameraman rather than being the guy trying to demonstrate. So
be under scrutiny.
And you do it so much better than I do.
I'm young.
Loveless ascent. Look at this guy go. Looking good, man. Hey, when sunglasses up. Awesome ascent. Good deal. How'd that feel?
That felt great, Richard. Especially on velocity since it's so tiny.
Yeah.
So you're taking Judy's place. Normally she's my camera person. And she makes sure that I don't look fat and everything, you know.
Suck it in all the time.
We got the same. We got the same.
Yeah, we're rocking it. Yeah, I like it.
This is cool.